to me, the lame shit about Joe is this. I may not like certain people because of things they've said about me, or maybe we had a bad interaction or whatever, but I have never in my life bashed someone's business and how they do their business and how they conduct their interviews, how they run their business or whatever else. That's their business. You know what I'm saying? How they choose to build up their company and how they make their money, that's their business. Who am I to start telling Joe how to conduct interviews, who his co-host should be, what kind of questions he should ask? It's fucking lame and it's stupid. But he somehow has built a platform over criticizing other people's platforms. I feel like that's when Joe goes viral, by criticizing other content creators on how they create content. Right. It's fucking stupid. It's lame.
I think it's lame when it's like aesthetic concerns or when it's just sort of frivolous concerns. If somebody really has an issue ethically with the way that you're holding court in an interview, that's one thing. My problem is that so often this is just like a general comment of like, oh, you're the feds, or you ask questions, or you talk about street shit or whatever. It's like, give me an example. Give me a specific example where I said something to someone that you thought was really out of line. Because people always want to throw that on you, but then the specific example is usually missing.
Even if there is a specific example, Joe's opinion on how I conduct my interviews is probably as important as my opinion on what he should eat for lunch today.
Right.
Just to keep it totally 100.
But his response would be, I'm a participant in hip hop. I care about these rappers.
Whatever.
You don't care about young black lives, Vlad.
Whatever. Conduct your fucking business how you want to do it, and I'll conduct mine. Anyone, and it's not just about Joe, because lots of people have come forward. Oh, Vlad needs to be eliminated, canceled, muted. No one should go on his platform. Stop going on his platform. Call him whatever. Like, I don't give a fuck. Unless you are a shareholder in the business, unless you're at an executive level on Vlad TV, your opinion doesn't matter one fucking iota. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm the CEO and I'm going to decide how we're going to roll things out. You could talk all you want, but like I said, what Joe eats for lunch today is not dependent on what I think he should eat for lunch today.
Right.
It doesn't matter. And his opinion on how I should do an interview, who I should interview, how I should do an interview, doesn't fucking matter. Not even one little tiny bit at all. And really, he knows that it doesn't matter, but he knows that he'll get a lot of views on his platform by saying stuff like that, because then I might respond at some later point, and then, oh, okay, look, whatever. It starts a dialogue.
It does feel like, and I hate to be doing like a victory lap or anything, but it felt like in seeing the reaction to that podcast that I was kind of like impressed with the fans, because I feel like maybe that same conversation happens in like 2017 and the fans just get behind him, because the optics of a black guy telling a white guy that he's using his platform in a fucked up way is probably pretty compelling to a lot of people, regardless of the actual facts. And the fact that so many people were able to see that that argument was not really a serious argument, I felt like that says something good about people's critical thinking within the space.
Well, I think, you know, and I watched little bits of it. Like, I've never actually watched the whole Joe Budden podcast in my life, but I watched the little bits of it because I feel in a way he was trying to get at me through you.
Totally, 100%. Yeah.
Right. It just is what it is.
I quite often feel like people are kind of like using me or act for stand-ins of each other. You know?
Right. And my whole thing was that you didn't punk out. You actually passionately defended your position. At everything they threw at you, you aggressively defended your position. And a lot of times, because academics told me something interesting, because I interviewed on his platform recently.
Right.
And he's talking about all the various people he's had beef with, like, let's just say like a Nav, right? That's now on his platform after 2 years of back and forth and whatever else. It's like, people are always going to try to down you and whatever, especially if you're reporting on them or talking about them. And it's not until the point where you sometimes push back and make them respect your stance. Because if they can't respect you for doing your job, they're just not going to respect you. So the fact that you defended your position and said, nah, like, yes, I do that, and I stand behind doing that. And I'm going to explain why I do that. And, you know, it was like a 3-on-1. Like, but well, you know, your initial reaction was that it was icky. And it's like, yeah, but then I thought about it, and I realized, actually, it actually makes perfect sense.
And in that moment, it is almost maybe a mistake because I'm like opening the door for them to call this out. But I'm acknowledging that I thought about something and my opinion changed, which people don't even want to hear that. They want you to have an opinion, stick with it for the rest of your life, and never change your opinion based on incoming
information. But your initial
information.
reaction, because it was that should be your reaction for the rest of your life. No, it's like, no, I thought about it.
Too many people think like that. Too many people get on board with a political party or a mentality, and then they stick with it, and everything has to be tailored to that.
Yeah.
All right, people, we just hit 300,000 subscribers. You know we're trying to hit 400,000 subscribers. So that little red button, tap it, tap in. Appreciate y'all.